So the Brazilians have the edge after scoring the away goal in the first leg that was played at the FNB Stadium earlier on this month. That first leg between Kaizer Chiefs as well as Mamelodi Sundowns ended in a 1-1 draw. To help us look ahead to this match later on this afternoon is a former Mamelodi Sundowns as well as Kaizer Chiefs attacking midfielder Josta Dladla in studio with us to help us unpack it. And potentially maybe he's going to tell us which side he is going with because he did play for these sides back in his playing days. Josta, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning.
My goodness, you've developed some grey hair.
Yeah. Yeah, age is catching up. So yeah.
Age is catching up with you.
Yeah.
Good to see you. An encounter that we are definitely looking forward to. But I guess if it wasn't for Kaizer Chiefs' goal in the dying minutes of the first leg 2 weeks ago in FNB Stadium, we'd be talking a different story today.
Yeah, I mean, nobody gave Kaizer Chiefs a chance.
Yeah.
They probably thought, Sundowns was just going to have an easy game. But this is, a cup game. It's WAF. I mean, MTN8 is like one of those unpredictable, cup games or trophies. Hence, it took Sundowns such a long time to win it. So I mean, just a lapse of concentration in the last 4 minutes of the game just kind of cost the Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, that's what it takes when it comes to this competition. So second leg, Sundowns got an advantage of having an away goal. So we all know what that means.
Yeah.
That means Chiefs now has to open up. They can't play like they played the first half when they were defending most of the time. They have to play open game. And we all know when you play an open game against Sundowns, what happens.
Yeah, let's talk about Sundowns though. Kaizer Chiefs is out of this game.
Yeah.
Mtobi Mvala also quite central for the defense of Mamelodi Sundowns. Yeah. How much of a setback is it to have those two players out due to suspension today?
You got two players that are really robust and those are hard players for the team. I mean, the Sundowns got mostly ball-playing players. And now those are the two players that are always working hard, are willing to work for the team, breaking stuff in the game. So, I mean, it's going to be really costly for Sundowns. But, they've got, great players. They can literally play, 11, players each and every game. And you still know, you'll never see the difference, So that's the difference with Sundowns and a lot of teams. The depth of the team is just so great.
Yeah.
But I mean, now you also talking about a team that's always been there, that's always used to winning trophies, which is Kaizer Chiefs. But they haven't done it in 9 years. But I mean, obviously, they're under pressure. They know that they have to go out there and win it. I'm just crossing my fingers just to see a whole lot of goals. Thing is, we need goals for charity as well, as you know that MTN8 gives back to the community.
Yeah, and you make a valid point there when you talk about the depth in this Mamelodi Sundowns squad, right? Do you think though that Sundowns is close to perfection because you can have a Grant Ekekana who can come in the place of Mtobi and Tapelo Morena as well in that central defense for Mamelodi Sundowns? Do you think though that this team is perfection at the moment? It's
a well-oiled machine. I mean, Rulani, Mukwena, Raspiso before him, and they've done a tremendous job. Everybody that brings into the team, they just hit the ground running. It's they know who to look for, what type of players they need in the team. They don't just go out and just buy anybody. I think that's the difference between them and a lot of other teams. A lot of other teams, they just buy somebody and just wish that they will just link up with the team. So the scouting team of Sundowns for the last 9 years has just been great. They know what they're looking for. They go out for what they believe in. They spend the money on the players that they believe in. And I think that's just the difference between a whole lot of other teams there. And a lot of teams also, they're trying to see that they're trying to change that mentality as well. If you don't spend money, you can't expect anything to work for you. That's always been the motto of Sundowns. I mean, they always wanted to be the best in the continent. And they've been that for the last 5-6 seasons. So Kaizer Chiefs now and Pirates, they're trying to catch up. They playing a catch-up game. So, this is football. I mean, you can lose today, 2 days later, you've got a chance to redeem yourself. Yeah.
Redeeming ourselves or themselves is all about Kaizer Chiefs now. After a difficult week, we saw what happened at the Peter Mokaba Stadium earlier this week. Fans pelting Mlefenseki with bottles. Not things that we want to see in our football, right? The second time this has happened as well. They're so much under pressure, though, in terms of just getting a result today and potentially contesting a final again. It's been a long 9 years without them winning some silverware.
Yeah, I mean, the coach has been talking about patience. For how long are the fans going to be patient for? I mean, the patience, that's not what Kaizer Chiefs fans believe in. They used to winning. They used to being the top like, you know, the league most of the time. But it hasn't been happening for a long time. And like the fans kind of like are losing patience, like, you know, on the management, saying that, you know, obviously the management is listening to them. I mean, the management is just buying, like, you know, the players that they don't want. And then they also, like, you know, appointed like, you know, Coach Ntseki as well, which people don't believe that, you know, is good enough for the team. So Coach Ntseki is under like, you know, under a whole lot of pressure, because people, like, they don't want to hear excuses anymore. Yeah. You know, they just want to see the team doing well. And, like, you know, the coach is under pressure, the players are under pressure. Now the fans, now they acting the way we don't want to see, like, you know, acting out there in the stadiums. We don't want to see, like, you know, violence, like when you're watching football. But at the end of the day, like, you know, when you're working for Kaizer Chiefs and when you're a player for Kaizer Chiefs, they don't expect anything else but win. They want to see, like, you know, great football. That's what they used to. The players before us, they used to do so well. You know, they've set like the standard. So everybody that comes into Chiefs, and once you wear in that jersey, like, you know, they want nothing else but just winning. You know, even a draw, they don't even, like, accept it, you know. So they've just been on a losing end for such a long time, and just, I mean, Sundowns have a Florisa, you know. So they, like, I know we've had it, and I think we've had it about this Sundowns team. We just need to get back to where we used to be before.
What do you think the game will be won today, Josta?
For me, I think Kaizer Chiefs can only lose the game, like, you know, when they make mistakes. When you look at the games that they lose, it's the mistakes that they make. And then they get punished for that. So the less mistakes Kaizer Chiefs are going to make in the game, they will win it. But they get chances. They create 20 chances, but they hardly, like, you know, score those chances or, like, you know, execute those chances. If they just can be lethal in front of goals, I see Kaizer Chiefs going well. If they make less mistakes at the back, because that's what Sundowns, like, you know, obviously, like, you know, do. They make you they want you to make those mistakes so they can punish you. That's been the difference between a whole lot of teams in Sundowns. You know, so they set traps for you. You fall for that trap, they punish you, and you can never score against them. I mean, once they're leading, you know they can kick the ball. They've got better ball-playing players. You know what I mean? So for me, I think the less mistakes for Kaizer Chiefs, the better it is for them winning this game.
All right, very briefly, just give us a score prediction.
You're putting me in the corner now. Like, I just want to see a lot of goals. Like I said, like, I need those goals to give back to charity. So, like, you know, I just want to see, like, great football. The fans behaving better. You know, fans must be there at the stadium early, you know. I just want to see a great game at the end of the day.
All right, Josta Dladla is not putting his hand on the line, his head on the line. He refuses to give us a prediction for this match. But I'm hoping the camera can show us just how the trophy looks like. This is the new trophy of the MTN8. No other team has won this trophy, and this is what is up for grabs come the end of sometime next month, where the final two teams, we don't know who the final two teams will be, but they'll be contesting for this MTN8 new trophy. Thank you so much, Josta. Enjoy the game later today.
Thanks for having us.
Fabulous.